Hey everyone, Shannon Scott coming to you live in a sense from Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield, Illinois, the ultimate distance achieved. And we've arrived here to a beautiful, sumptuous day at Oak Ridge. The birds are singing. We see one of the Oak Ridge Cemetery entrances down there, the great wooden gates, and of course the keystone there in the middle, and the pillars of strength, all very triumphant arch. Kind of moving along here, kind of a wishing well monument, Byzantine style, with very much a beehive on top of it. And I'm not sure the functionality or purpose of that at one time. Looks like it has a pipe coming up like it literally was a well. There's a reproduction of the original First Street entrance to Oak Ridge Cemetery that was kind of remade, I believe. I don't know if any part of this is original, but it sure is. It could be. They just restored it and added these pillars sometime in the maybe the 20th century, although the plaque here talks about it replacing a wooden arch that spanned the First Street Cemetery for 40 years and removed in 2014 to allow the current replica. Okay. But really neat that they have the symbolic entrance here. Notice the pine cone here, great emblem. We've talked about that. But the bell tower, really interesting. And of course, we've really come here to talk about Lincoln's tomb, if it's not already obvious. But the bell tower, very, medieval, very kind of Victorian, really, in ways. I mean, obviously, the Victorian age, Lincoln's death, the 16th president. I want to show you guys one thing first, which is the original tablet that covered like a holding vault for his body while the Lincoln tomb itself was really being planned and constructed, designed. And this covered that no longer existing tomb where his body was for approximately 6 years. So that's neat that survived. The actual tomb did not, but they incorporated it here, repurposed it, which is just really great. But just some beautiful scenery here. And in the distance here, we have the vault that he was first brought into. So Lincoln's assassinated April 14th, 1865. 2 days later, if I'm not mistaken, he's on a train, the body on a train to Springfield. And the Oak Ridge receiving vault there, which is just a wonderful tomb, we'll walk to it here in a minute, also held the body of his son William for a year, placed here while they're kind of plotting everything. We'll walk to it actually now. And of course, I think William died in the White House, 1862. And I will just say this, with a lot of these Victorian burials of statesmen and poets and all the rest, there's a lot of moving around, of the bodies. Just swallowed a gnat, it happens. But there's a lot of shuffling around, as many know, and I'm not trying to, cop or feign Lincoln historian here. If anything, I know a lot of out-of-the-box stuff, which I will at least point to in this video. But isn't that gorgeous? Look at that thing. Wow. And the clouds above it. I mean, this is a picturesque day, guys. But, of course, we see the font is the acacia branch, the healing root, the healing wood. And so anytime you see that style of font, it's kind of noting that protection branch, that protection root and medicinal root of ancient times. I'm guessing a poppy-like flower there in the arch. And anyway, this is the original tomb, which was, they had sentries outside of this, several on guard, and Lincoln was in here for a time. Could use good power washing or something. But, and then they moved him into the no longer existing or extant vault on the side of the hill where we had that tablet, that rather large tablet at one time. Now, I'm going to go back here for a minute to highlight some history, or to highlight a moment that while I was sitting here in the cemetery, really unexpectedly came up. What I mean by that, so you see the bell tower there, and was sitting up the hill here by the Lincoln tomb, and that bell did not ring. Sorry, you see my cigar. That bell did not ring at 6 p.m., but exactly 5:55. Why is that interesting? Well, it's a big numerological, meaningful number in a triplicate idea of the number 5, which is an emblem of Venus, the serpent. It's a big number in the numerology of the Freemasons, but mostly, and here's the big delivery if you'd like. Look at the top of Lincoln's tomb from here. It is a 117-foot dead ringer for the Washington Monument, but the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. is 555 feet tall. So that bell ringing at 555, methinks is no accident. And I'm betting I'm right. But anyway, that's for another video, shall we say. But isn't that gorgeous? I mean, that's just something out of time and space right there. It's just old world. It's ancient world. Amazing. And this is kind of hard to see, but I'll try to highlight as I go up the stairs. We've got a stone marker really at 12 o'clock, dead center, just above the weeds here on the hill. That's where the original, or the later holding vault that held his body, Lincoln's body, and at least William for 6 years. But we'll start to climb the steps here. It's lined with the lovely snowball plant. But as, oh, do we have a cat slinking through? Do y'all see that? Do you see our kitty cat here? He's slinking through. He's hunting. Hey, buddy. We've gotten a couple cats in the videos lately. Hi, buddy. You want to say hello? Of course, just beyond is the marker. If you didn't see him, let me get a little close up here on the kitty cat. Look at him. It's the Lincoln cat, everybody. Hey, guy. Well, anyway, you heard me talk about the body being shuffled around. So when they started the Great Lincoln Monument in 1871, they placed Lincoln's body inside of the basic part of this structure, and while it was being built, and he was in, there's an order here, but I'm not going to get it right. He was in some kind of sarcophagus, or maybe it was a wall crypt, something like that. But in 1876, some culprits tried to steal the body. And so in that same year, Robert Todd Lincoln had some debris put over the caskets, I guess, and they were maintained like that until the whole object here was completed in, I want to say the whole darn thing was finished in 1899. I don't know. There have been some remodelings here, so I'm missing some of this, but I just wanted you guys to enjoy really the beautiful setting this mostly. Oh, okay. How about that? That was cool. Anybody clock the time on that? I don't have it. And it only did one thing. Must be a half-hour thing. So, unfortunately, the tomb itself closes at 5. Oak Ridge Cemetery stays open until at least this time of year, 8 p.m., which is great. But we'll kind of do this ceremonial walk here up the steps, and you'll notice the Temple of Baal archway. So it's all very Egyptian, right? I mean, you've got the Egyptian obelisk, you have the Temple of Baal arch, so that's very much an underworld expression of the afterlife. But lovely eternal wreath on the gate, stained glass kind of emulating that behind it, with the name Lincoln. Hopefully y'all can kind of see that, sorry. And a part of the beauty are the sculptures done by Larkin Mead. And I think inside of the tomb there's a Daniel Chester French copy of the statue at the Lincoln Memorial. But this may be, so you've got Navy, artillery, cavalry, and infantry expressed here. The cavalry, of course, will be easy to identify. Civil War era, naturally, because it's got a horse, but not here. So I'm going to go ahead and say these guys might be the infantry. Wow, dramatic. Look at him. Amazing, amazing. Just incredible faces. That may be the artillery, right? You got the cannon. We'll come around here a little more. Some sort of sextant house over there, which looks like it maybe lived in from time to time and used for functions. Wouldn't you love to be the superintendent out here? You got keys to stuff. Yeah. Safety concerns, sadly, even though this was built with the public in mind, you know, they've blocked off all the access, so you can't really get up there to appreciate it too much. Maybe this is the infantry, I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of going on the fly here. Road trip. There's Lincoln way up there, if I can get him in the zoom. Sorry, my zoom is not real smooth, but there he is. He's revealing the thatch of rods, which has a lot of meaning. But yeah, that is beautiful, beautiful. And of course, the cavalry over there with very determined horse. And of course, the light's kind of fading here. We're chasing some light on the beautiful Lincoln Memorial. Let's see if I can walk backwards without falling down here. Kind of get it in the greater scope. But yeah, just really amazing, amazing structures. And of course, this place will be popping off here tonight with fireworks. Not the cemetery so much, but the neighborhood around it. Tomorrow being July 4th. A little disappointed that the tomb is not open. I might be able to get back here tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see, but here's Lincoln and his obviously very rubbed nose shining, but what a sympathetic face, right? You know, I think when people talk about those passionate faces of public figures, none so well known and documented and artistically represented than Lincoln himself. That's just super sympathetic. What a human face, what an expressive face. But the Lincoln tomb, everybody, we made it. Just the doors are closed, so that doesn't seem very Lincoln. But anyway, Lincoln's one of the marble sarcophagus caskets styled vessels. I'm just going to use that term, but it's out in the open here on the floor, and then Lincoln is, per Robert Todd's instructions, 10 feet under it. 3 of the sons, I believe, are here, and then Mary Todd, right? So again, I may be off on some of those facts, but feel free to comment. There are some placards inside, bronze plaques that have the Gettysburg Address. I think there are 4 tablets that reflect it, so that's pretty cool. And here's another angle. The sun kind of starting to set in a way, but just a beautiful space, beautiful design, and not too many people out here today, really. Just seen a couple, but it's a big cemetery. I don't know if this thing is 600 acres, 1,000 acres. I don't know what it is, but a lot of sections. Of course, I'm into the sacred geometry side of things and some of that landscape design. I'm going to go a little wild card here a bit, but I've just seen this in other cemeteries of the Victorian age. A part of the layout where inside of the cemetery with the Lincoln's tomb, bear in mind now, you could say that a lot of this was designed around the intention of putting, great statesmen and businessmen and all that in the cemetery. But to me, part of the older cemetery itself looks like the body of a sphinx in profile, and that this particular tomb is the head of the sphinx. And look at the Egyptian stuff just all over this thing. So it would make sense. And again, that's just kind of freewheeling there. But I was just like, okay, why is this sitting here, at a very tippy top kind of spot? Is there something about the layout, the design? And actually part of the Lincoln tomb, the road work here, some of the walkway, very much looks like the tree of life, very much the Kabbalah. You've got the roots, and then with this road and the tomb, it has a very tree of life element designed to it. It's not super ultra specific. Some of this has been modernized, but might have been a part of that intent. But is this the head of the Sphinx? Yeah. Don't know. Another video, perhaps. Well, guys, if we get back Saturday, we'll get up bright and early and not get distracted by the road to Springfield and try to bring you maybe the interior, show you the casket that Lincoln's body used to be placed inside of, or was placed inside of, no longer. But that's really a wrap for the day. We did a lot. We saw a lot. Got to talk about a lot. Some facts, some theory. That's what we do here at Grave Talks. That's what my headspace is about, as the storyist, as I call myself. But all that said, hope you enjoyed that. Got to see a cat, a couple other things. Not bad for just a Saturday out. But I hope you guys are doing good. I really do wish you a safe and happy and celebrative 4th. God bless America. God bless really the Republic and the Union and all that good stuff. Just peace and love and all that to be shared with one another. So be good to each other, and we'll catch you another time, hopefully at Oak Ridge, other places. So good night.